Hello, everyone. Since we're starting AP Lit with some mythology, just want to also address some of the language that you are going to see that we still use in our vocabulary today. And let's take a look at some words that you may remember when you had me in seventh grade. The first one is Greek, bio. Um, we see this. I think New York State is making a living environment back to biology. I think so. I don't know what New York State thinks, but anytime you see biofuel, biology, antibiotics, we're dealing with the Greek root for life. Another one you may remember, chron, which is Greek root for time. So if I tell you to put something in chronological order, I'm asking you to put it in the order of time. Next one you might remember, meter. This was an easy one. I remember most of you did very well on the quizzes with this one, and that is Greek to measure. So a thermometer measures heat. Remember, therm is heat. Speedometer measures your speed, and just different denominations of measurements, kilometer, millimeter, all those fun things. Graph or gram, that is also Greek for write, draw, describe, or record. So words like Instagram, something that you use, those are things that you just kind of take pictures of and describe. So as our technology evolved, this root word kind of took all that new technology in. All right, and then I think the last one you might remember is tele, and that is also a Greek root for far away. So like television, telephone. So all those things that happen far away, but yet we bring them very close to us. Telescope, all those great things. So let's take a look at some that we did not talk about in seventh grade, but you see in everyday language. So we have fac, fic, or fect. And this is actually Latin for to make or to do. So words like facsimile, which we now have abbreviated down to fax, Fax. Hey, can you send me a fax? I mean, I don't know who does that anymore, but sometimes you do get people who are like, hey, can you send me a fax instead of a screenshot? For the fic, words like deficient or proficient. That means not having enough, or if you're proficient, you are more than enough. Even words like petrify, the FY, which means to scare or to frighten. And if we're going to mythology, think of Medusa when she petrifies people who dare to look her in the eyes. When you see fect, Fect, that means like affection or affect or affect. And hopefully by the end of my course, you will know the difference between affect and effect. And then also something that you might not think about with fice, like suffice, like it's enough, to make enough. All right, let's go on to our next one. Act or ag. And these are Latin roots for to do or to drive. So if you ever complete a transaction, that means you've carried out something. Look at AG. Words like agenda. Hey, what's on the agenda for today? Those are lists of things to do. And then my science people out there working with bodily fluids, coagulate, which means to solidify, to clump or clot. You don't want your blood to be doing that unless you're bleeding out. Then you do want some clotting to happen. But you can see, just these two simple roots open up a door of vocabulary words. Next one, oper, which is the Latin root for to work. So obviously operate, operation. Okay, so they're working on something. We could do the opposite, inoperable, a nice word like cooperate, where you're working together. If something is working, we usually use the big word operational. And our last one for today, I don't want to bore you with a list of 100 root words, is bring back the funct, F-U-N-C-T. And that is the Latin root for to work or to perform. So here we go with some synonyms, which is, operational. Is it functional? Is it working? If it's not, it's defunct, no longer working, or sometimes we use that to describe groups that may have closed. Malfunction, when something is not working or performing. Okay, so those are what did I give you? A couple of review words and 4 words for today. So I guess the theme for today is working. So there are some words to add to your vocabulary, and I will see you in the next video.